All right, so the first service I want to show you all is something called Vercel, which is a solution that was built for originally next.js, but they also have support for other frameworks and libraries such as Gatsby, React, Vue, Nuxt, and Angular, and then a couple of others if you click on the custom and kind of look through that. So it's really easy to get started. You can sign up and use your GitHub account or Bitbucket. I'm going to go ahead and just log in since I already created an account. So log in, I'll click continue with GitHub. And once you're logged into Vercel, you can view a list of all your projects. And you can view docs about how to actually import them if you want to physically read instead of watching a tutorial like this one. So since we have an account set up, let's just go ahead and try to deploy a really simple React application using their CLI. So as you can see in my VS Code editor, I went ahead and created a React application using npx create react app. And I'm going to try to deploy that to Vercel using their CLI. So the first step is you need to make sure you have the CLI installed. So I can go ahead and run sudo npm install -g Vercel to install the Vercel command globally on my machine. So luckily for me, I already have Vercel installed, so it's not going to really download much. But once it is installed, all you need to do to get started is type in the Vercel command and press enter. And what this command is going to do, it's going to search the current working directory that your terminal is in and try to set up a Vercel project. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the defaults for a lot of these. So do you want to set up and deploy a project at this directory? Yes. Which scope? I'm going to use my account Cody Seibert. Link to an existing project? No, because this is a first time project we're trying to deploy. So I'll do in. What is your project name? I'll just go ahead and press enter, and that will be the default of this project's folder name. What directory is your code located? Well, it's located directly where I ran this. So I'm going to press enter. And then finally, it's going to ask you, do you want to use these default settings? To give you a little background information, Vercel is going to look at your project and kind of figure out how did you create this project. And in this case, it knew that I used React scripts to kind of set it up. So I could just go ahead and say, no, I don't want to override these and just use the defaults that Vercel has found. So at this point, it's trying to deploy and build my application to Vercel. So if I were to click on this link and open it up, notice that we now on our account have a project called Vercel demo. And it's actually trying to build our project. And you can see here the logs down here of it building our React app and probably trying to host it somewhere. So after a very short time, you'll notice that it took 16 seconds. We can actually view our application here by clicking it. And we have a live running static site with the npx create react app that we did. So super straightforward to get started. So that's pretty freaking awesome, right? That took less than a minute to get a static site built and deployed to a web service. So I highly recommend Vercel. And the last thing I'll mention is that most of these sites have an ability to add a custom domain. So if I go back to this command, you'll notice if you read the gray text, it says to change the domain or build command, go here. So let's just go ahead and check it out. And you'll notice that you can go on the left of your project settings, you can click domains. And if you have a custom domain that you own, you can go ahead and type it in here, click add. And you might have to do a little bit of setup to set up like an A record to point an IP address to your domain, but it's really easy and they have great documentation of how to do it.